I have to tell you, it was just okay. It wasn't that great. I got done watching Outer Banks. It's a series on Netflix. There's 20 episodes. It's about a group of really good-looking teenagers from the wrong side of the tracks, and they stumble upon this treasure map with a pirate ship, and it's like $400 million. And then there's murder, there's lies, there's, of course, a wicked stepmother, and this all has the makings of a great, great story. And then I started thinking about it. You know, COVID, the pandemic, it's a lot like a Netflix series. When you think it's over, all of a sudden, another season gets released. Yes. And on that happy thought, welcome to Tech Refresh. It's your weekly fun podcast about everything digital. I'm, of course, America's beloved digital goddess. Yes, in my humble opinion, Kim Komando here. And joining us this and every week, of course, is Ali Seligman. She's our amazing content queen over at Commando.com. Hello there, Ali.
Hello, hello.
And then Ben Bradley is our resident techno nerd, chief tech guy, our trusty news director. And Ben has some great reviews coming, right, Ben?
Oh, I can't wait until you guys hear about what I'm talking about today.
That's right. Ben does all the heavy lifting for us on reviews. And speaking of reviews, did you notice that professional segue? Make sure that you rate, review, subscribe, and you follow this podcast because it helps us get more folks informed about everything digital. And I have to tell you here at the top that Tech Refresh is brought to you by thecurrentnewsletter.com. That's the website, thecurrentnewsletter.com. You really ought to check it out. It's a smart tech newsletter delivered to your inbox just twice a week. No ads. You can see a sample. You can sign up right now. No spam guaranteed at thecurrentnewsletter.com. Once again, that's thecurrentnewsletter.com. All right, let's get this party started already with the news. And Ali, you're up first.
I can't quite pinpoint when every retail website had the option to break up your payments into monthly installments. I'm sure you two have seen this everywhere on the internet.
You know what? It seems like when you go to check out, there's this company that says, hey, instead of buying it for one payment, we'll give it to you in 7 easy payments.
There you go. And their next latest customer is Amazon. So now log into your Amazon account and you might be able to see the option to pay for things over $50 in 6 monthly installments. There is a catch, of course, and it's interest. It is high, kind of bad credit card high, anywhere from 10 to 30%, depending on...
That's ridiculous, 30%. I mean, I don't care what it is. You don't need it that badly to spend 30% interest on it.
I'm totally with you. That's crazy interest. So depending on, your credit, eligibility, all that stuff, that will depend on, what interest, what final price you see. This company is called Affirm, and they say that the structure is actually better than a regular credit card because there's no compound interest. They're not going to charge you any fees. Still, like you said, Kim, 30% is steep. So, I wouldn't go for it. A little pro tip, if you don't want to pay interest at all, a lot of Amazon's own products, so Echoes and Fires, TVs and Kindles, all that kind of stuff, they'll let you break up the payments through Amazon and you don't have to pay interest. So check that out.
That's good.
Yeah, see if you can find that option. I have it on mine. And then another little tip, in my house, we use the Amazon Visa card because the cash back is so good. It's like 5% on Amazon.
Is it?
Yeah, we have that too. It's great.
Yeah, every once in a while it's like...
Oh my gosh, how come I don't have
awesome.
that? I don't have that.
It's like you log in and, oh, look, my next order is basically free because we had so much, cash back racked up.
Wow. I'm going to have to check that out. Now, I don't know if you heard about it, but Blackbeard went into a bank looking to secure a loan for his new ship, right? And the banker said, hey, Blackbeard, everything's in order. You're going to get the standard 3.14% interest rate. And Blackbeard says, oh, God, the standard rate, what does that mean? And the banker says 3.14%, the pi rate. Sorry about that. All right. What's going on in your news world, Ben?
I'm going to ask a question. Who here knows that person who just can't keep track of their driver's license?
Oh, you know what? You're just mean. You're just mean. That was uncalled for. Okay, here's what the story is I have a propensity to lose my driver's license. And then somebody found it in Mesa. And they're like, hey, we found your driver's license. So I'm like, $75, give me my driver's license back. So now I just keep a copy of it on my iPhone in Apple Notes. So just in case I were to get pulled over, that I can say, look, this is really me.
Well, now, coming soon, you get to keep a better copy of it. So coming with
Really?
iOS 15, which should come later this month with the new iPhone. And if you live in one of these states, you'll actually be able to store your digital driver's license directly in Apple Wallet, right next to your payment cards, your boarding passes, and concert tickets.
I really need this. Tell me it's for Arizona, right?
Actually, the very first two states on board, Georgia and Arizona.
Yay!
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
No longer will I have to sit there and go, oh my gosh, I don't know where my wallet is. I don't know where my driver's license is. What's going on?
Well, it's pretty cool because they're the first two, but you've got a few others following right off. They're going to be Connecticut, Iowa, Kentucky, Maryland, Oklahoma, and Utah. So 8 that are starting pretty soon. Now, you get to put it in the wallet, which is cool. But the best part, as far as the digitized thing, is it'll be accepted by the TSA at a bunch of airports. You can use.
Nice.
Yeah. Here's what's neat. All you have to do is you walk up to one of these identity readers that they'll have set up, and you can either tap your phone or your Apple Watch onto it. You don't have to unlock anything, and it just verifies your ID. You don't have to hand over your phone, open anything, just tap it, just like
That's
the credit cards. Yeah.
As long as I don't lose my phone or my Apple Watch, I'm in good shape.
There you go. Or the battery dies, or yeah.
Yeah, I have to be my luck. Carry around my Mophie with me. I have my Mophie battery, but I don't have my phone. I'm not sure what happened here. But you can always just put a copy of your driver's license and your vaccination card and your passport and your Social Security and your insurance. Gosh, how many other IDs? And if you're older, you have a Medicare card. You can put it in notes on your phone and then pin it. You can hit the more button. You can password lock it, and then on your Android, it's star, right?
Yes. Yeah. I would favorite it and then lock those photos, put it into an album, which you can password protect.
Well, so I'm pretty excited. Thanks, Ben, for not making an issue out of it about my driver's license.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It just reminds me of that old Yo Mama joke. Remember, Yo Mama's so short, she can see her feet on her driver's license photo. Bad. All right, so let's talk about my news item. I thought this was really interesting. About 1.5 million Americans, they have pacemakers, of course, to keep your heart rhythm steady. And then if necessary, they're going to shock your heart back into a steady rhythm. But the FDA is warning, this is actually really big stuff, that the Apple iPhone 12 could interfere with these life-saving devices. So there's this website called heartrhythm.com. Guess what they check? Keep track of. Some things on the internet make total sense. They have all this research that's backed by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration that if you have an implanted pacemaker, you should keep all consumer electronics, your Apple iPhone 12, your Apple Watch, 6 inches away from any implants, especially the pacemakers. And so what should you use? Don't put your stuff in your ear. You want to use only speakerphone mode, headphones, or earbuds. And so that's really important stuff that you want to pass along to your family members and friends. And meanwhile, I don't know if you heard this, but the internet's all in an uproar about NASA because they're tracking this giant asteroid heading towards Earth. And it's 3 times the size of the Statue of Liberty. Of course, they name all these. It's the 2021 NY1. It's traveling at more than, Ben, you should know this, you're a space nerd, 20,000 miles per hour. And they say it's going to hit Earth's orbit in just a few weeks. But do not read all the panic that's on the internet because the asteroid's going to be passing Earth a safe 931,000 miles.
Phew.
So it's not going to, I know, I was really, for reference, the moon orbits us from about 240,000 miles. So if you see the internet all going crazy about the Statue of Liberty is going to come smashing down and kill us all because we're all at home because of the pandemic, just don't believe it. But meanwhile, NASA's also eagerly waiting for the rover to send back the first sounds from Mars. This is also something, decades in the making. They've got high-resolution cameras. I'm sure you see the pictures of the landing. But they also have included these robust microphones because they're trying to capture sounds from the alien planet. So this past week was big news. A team of folks were huddled around a lab station, just watching the data be relayed from Mars and downloaded into NASA servers. And the progress bar just, creeps steady along, like 95%, 98%, 99%, 100%. So finally, the sounds are all downloaded, and the hush fell over all of the NASA folks, and they queued up the audio. there was static, and then there were crackles, and then they heard it. Hi, I'm Janie with your vehicle's warranty department. All right, maybe that was...
robocalls.
All right, maybe that was not exactly what happened. All right, stay right where you are, because coming right back, we're going to be talking about the brand new iPhones. We have our new radio game show sensation, fake news, and you get to choose. We have some weird news and some other things that will just inspire and astound you, because we're all so smart. That's coming up next here on Tech Refresh.
Trading isn't just a hobby, it's your future. So you don't lose sight of the big picture, even when you execute a short-term strategy. And Thinkorswim Trading is right there with you to help you become a smarter investor. With an innovative trading platform full of customizable tools, dedicated trade desk pros, and a passionate trader community sharing strategies right on the platform. Because we take trading as seriously as you do. Thinkorswim Trading from TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade, member SIPC.
The game of basketball, poetry in motion, science fighting art. This is where culture is created and barriers tore down.
Look at that vertical leap!
Where grown men fly and anything is possible. This game takes everything you give and gives back even more. It breaks hearts, drops jaws, bends minds, changes the course of history. This is more than just basketball. That's the NBA. That's game. Click or tap the banner below to learn more.
Hey, welcome back to Tech Refresh. It's your weekly fun show about everything digital. I'm Kim, and Allie and Ben are here with us. And this past week, we were on one of our Zoom calls or Google Meet calls. And you're absolutely right, Allie. You can always tell people that use Zoom because they blur out their backgrounds, right?
Yeah, they've got blur, they've got a fancy background. Every time I get on a Zoom, it's just me in my office, nothing fancy.
And the calendar, and and Ben on Google Meet. I mean, he's got all his sports stuff on the back, and mine is like incredibly boring because I have a window behind me, so I have to have this shade because otherwise I look like the shadow. So this past week we were going through our editorial stuff because coming up, cue the angels. Oh, the clouds are opening right now. Oh, it's a brand new iPhone. Yes, the iPhone 13. So, Ben, what are you most excited about for the iPhone 13?
Nothing that's confirmed. Some of those things they talk about, you don't know if it's rumor or not. What I'd love to see, and I don't know if it's going to be, is that under-screen thumbprint reader. So, you could just put your thumb anywhere on the screen to unlock it.
It is shocking to me that iPhones don't have fingerprint unlock. Right?
Yeah.
This has been around forever.
They did on the home button until they got rid of the home button.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Oh, and Kim, you heard about the satellite thing. There may be some sort of satellite connectivity, at least for emergencies.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, that's needed. But, how much better camera do I need? Do I need a better camera? I mean, do I need a bigger phone? Do I need, Ben, what did you buy? The green phone? You bought a new iPhone because it came in green?
Yeah, well, that was the 11, and it was a nice-looking green. It had this kind of nice sheen to it.
I would like to say for the record, Ben got sick of the green phone after not very long. So, yeah.
Well, and see, here's the deal. Every time you turn around, it's another $1,500 because I know that you say, oh, you can buy a new iPhone for $999. Yeah, you go ahead and do that because all of a sudden it's like, well, 256 gigs. Well, if I got that for another $50, I can get 500 gigs or another $50 and get a terabyte. And so that's all coming. Then we have a brand new Apple Watch. And what's that supposed to have, Ben?
It's supposed to be a little bit bigger, just like the phones. The watch is
going
to get a little bit bigger. But some of the cool stuff on that isn't supposed to come out until years, down the line. Like thermometer is supposed to come, and the
blood pressure monitor.
The blood pressure monitor and things like that. But again, all I've heard solid about the Apple Watch now is no change in design, just that it's going to be a little bit bigger. And, it'd be nice if they could make one with a battery that would last an entire day of just being awake.
That would be wonderful. Now, Allie, do you still have the Huawei phone?
I do, yes. So all right, let's set the scene here. So Ben
and that's the one that's banned by the government, just to let you know.
I'm a rebel. What can I say? Ben is the person who, sorry, Ben, I'm going to out you here on this. Ben upgrades his phone every year, right? Every time there's a new iPhone, he gets it. I am the person who tries to get as many years as possible out of my phone because I don't want to pay another, $1,000, $1,500 every time I need a phone or, every year. And I just don't want to deal with it. Yeah, I just like to use my phone as long as I can. But yes, I have a Huawei. I plan to keep it until I can't do things with it anymore because, yes, it eventually will break or be banned or whatever.
Okay, so, and before you get rid of an old phone, you got to get rid of all your stuff on it, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
Factory reset, clean the outside, clean the inside, put it back in the original box, and maybe you'll make some money at it. But if you're going to make some money at it, you have to sell it now before the new phones come out, because otherwise I think they depreciate. I saw anywhere between 17 and 25% the moment that the new iPhone drops.
Yeah, so if you've got an old iPhone sitting around, even, the one you used before the one you're on now, try to sell it now. It'll be worth a little bit more money than if you wait a few weeks.
Yeah, a couple of things about the upgrade. Now, when they used to add an S at the end of the iPhones, like on those off years, I didn't upgrade those years because you knew it was just going to be like bad updates,
Okay, did S stand for sucky?
Yeah.
The iPhone 6 sucky.
Or
Yes.
subpar. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go with that, but
I can think of a word, but we shouldn't say it.
yeah, there you go. Well,
Crappy.
but we kind of have a plan because you pay for this and you do it monthly, and then it's like, I'll get a new phone and my wife will get a new phone, and then we'll hand down our older ones to the kids, and then the ones they had, then we'll try to sell them like declutter or something. Yeah, you're not going to get a ton, but it still does knock down what you're paying for in the new one to a degree.
Now, do you get Apple Care? Because I always do.
No, I've never have.
Wiley, why?
I've only broken one screen in all the iPhones I've ever had, and the Samsungs. I had a couple Androids. I've only broken one screen ever.
Okay, all right, let me tell you. The great gods of Apple just heard you. And now their lightning bolt's going to come back down. As soon as you're going to pick up that new phone band, you're going to be like walking out to the parking lot. And then it's like, boom, crash. Ah!
I mean, iPhone 13, bad luck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. They should skip that number like an elevator.
iPhone 14.
All right, it's time now we're going to play our brand new radio podcast game show sensation. I like to call it You Choose the Fake News. And we see fake news all around us. And so I've decided that we've come up with this new game. Now, in the news, we see a lot of different headlines. And how often do you shake your head and go, what was that? Or maybe it's clickbait. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just fell for that. So as we play this game, you're going to hear about 3 tech news headlines, okay? Now, 3 is the total. 2 are real, 1 is fake. 2 stories are real, 1 is fake. Okay, let's repeat when you're playing the game, because people send me and go, I don't know, Kim, how many are real, how many fake? Okay, 1 fake, 2 real. Okay, you can't have 2 fake boobies, but you can have 1 fake news story. Okay, so 1 fake story, and then 2 are real. And so it's like, for example, what do you call a library just full of fake news? Anybody? It's a library. Yes, that's right. So this week, it's Ben's turn to fakey fool all of us. Allie, are you ready?
I'm so ready. Let's go.
I got my thinking cap on, and I know that our listeners do too. All right, Ben, take it away. Story number 1.
Bright idea. New LEDs can detect off food and lethal gases. Oh, that's right. Newly developed infrared LEDs that can be used to identify different types of gases, even lethal ones. Think about that for first responders, right? They can also detect like the gases released by meat that's spoiling in your refrigerator. So
That's disgusting.
Yeah, so you'd know when to throw it out. And different types of materials. So if you want to know if that handbag being sold on the side of the street is real leather, it'll tell you if it's that or a knockoff.
You know what I hate is when you take like the chicken out of the refrigerator and you open it and it just is stinky.
That's one of the worst things. Yeah.
It is just awful. All right, Ben,
Or you
number
find that
2.
Tupperware that was in the back that you don't know how long it's been there. Science experiment.
That's awful. All right, story number 2.
All right. Tech adjacent. Parents ordered to pay $30,000 for getting rid of their son's porn collection. Oh yeah.
Go on.
A judge has ruled these parents had no right to throw out their adult son's collection of porn, which among other things included more than 1,000 movies.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Okay. All right.
Like the collection. All right.
Honey, can you come see Mommy and Daddy for a moment? How much did they have to pay? 30 grand?
30,000.
Wonder how they came up with that value. Okay, story number 3.
Man brings creepy collection of dolls to life using cheap robotics.
Oh, God, that's frightening. That's I think we ought to get. Was that the same guy in story number 2?
We hope not. An Oregon man has paired his 1950s era.
Did you say an
dolls.
Oregon man? An
Oregon.
man.
Oregon.
Oh, Oregon. I thought I heard an Oregon man.
No, Oregon. Yeah, the state of Oregon.
Got it.
A man from the state of Oregon has paired his 1950s era baby dolls with Raspberry Pi mini computers, complete with robotic controls to open their eyelids, move their heads side to side, and their arms up and down.
Oh my gosh. I
Is that
hate
like
this.
Chucky?
These are good.
He wanted to
Yeah,
see if he could do it.
Excellent. All right. So what do you think, Al? LED lights, porn collection, or weirdo with the Raspberry Pi?
Okay, I know Ben, and I think that I have, a decent idea of how Ben's mind works. And I'm trying to decide if the 2 creepy guys, if one of them is fake, or if he went 2 real creepy guys and then threw in the LEDs to fool us. And it's tough. It's tough. I'm gonna say one of the creepy guys is fake. And I hope for all that's holy that it's the one with the dolls. So I'm gonna say the doll story is fake.
Oh, does the doll guy hang out on Reddit?
You know he does. Yeah. And many other creepier corners of the internet, I'm sure.
All right, I'm going to go with you, Al. We're going to go with the creepy Chucky dolly guy.
Okay.
With the Raspberry Pis.
Are you sure?
What do you think? Are we sure? Oh, I don't know. He's giving us a chance. Al.
Oh, it's my final answer.
Bad meat detecting LEDs? You believe that more?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you're right. Both of you.
Oh, yay.
Yay!
So you know what my weekend plans are with my doll collection now.
Oh, no.
That's frightening.
Not really. I have no, vintage dolls.
Yeah, so the guy with the porn collection, I actually read that story.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not a kid. It's a guy.
Yeah.
No, it's a 43-year-old man who got divorced. He moved back in with his parents. And his parents were like, okay, you know what? This stuff is bad for you, son. We need to get rid of it. So they threw it all away. And the kid took him to court to say,
Oh, my gosh.
you don't know how much money I had invested in my porno collection.
Has this guy heard of the internet?
Obviously not. I just would like to know how they came up with $30,000 worth of porn stuff.
That's intense. It seems like he was overcharged.
He had somebody, I think he had his attorneys hire someone to appraise everything that was lost because there were DVDs and VHS.
Oh, it was vintage. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
And toys
There you
and
go.
other things that we won't
Limited
get
edition.
into. Fake boobies. All right. Now we have to do a professional transition into our next break. And coming up, oh my gosh, I don't know how I can go to this. We're going to talk about the weirdest things that we saw online this past week. What could be stranger than that? So stay right where you are.
This episode is brought to you by Vorvita. Take control of your drinking habits with Vorvita, an online program that uses clinically proven psychology-based techniques to help you rethink how you drink. Use it anytime on any smartphone, tablet, or computer, so you can manage drinking on your own terms without therapists or doctor's appointments. Best of all, Vorvita is personalized to help you cut back or work towards getting sober, whatever you're looking for. Learn more at Vorvita.com.
This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Football is back, and the best bet you can make is downloading the FanDuel Sportsbook app. It doesn't matter if you're new to gambling or an old pro, FanDuel has something for everyone. And as an official sports betting partner of the NFL, you know your bets are safe. There's also never been a better time to use FanDuel, because right now, you'll get up to $1,000 back if your first bet doesn't win. You can even turn a small wager into a big payday with a same-game parlay bet. Just sign up with the promo code Spotify to place your first bet risk-free on FanDuel Sportsbook. Download FanDuel today. 21 plus and present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
Hey, it's Tech Refresh with Kim, and that's me, and my friends, Allie and Ben. And this portion of Tech Refresh has been brought to you by thecurrentnewsletter.com. You're going to love it. Just go sign up for it. Go to the website right now. That was my subliminal message at you. It's called thecurrentnewsletter.com. It's really a terrific email newsletter. You're not going to get spammed by signing up. There's no ads, absolutely free. Sign up at thecurrentnewsletter.com. So I don't know what could get weirder than just what we just spoke about, but what did you see online that was totally bizarro, that you sat there, Allie, and you said, I can't believe that this just happened? What?
All right, mine is weird science news. So you know how some people, remember Stupid Human Tricks from David Letterman? People who can just do weird things. Yeah. So some people can, have you ever seen somebody who can wiggle their ears? Or like, you know, people who can make a taco with their tongue, because not everybody can do that. Well, there's a guy, he's 23 years old, he's from Germany. He can change the size of his pupils at will. So he can dilate and contract his pupils by moving them as muscles.
No. Wait, no. How do you do that?
Yeah. So previously it was thought that, like, you know, this just happens automatically depending on the light or something else. And then scientists found out, okay, some people, if they think about, even if they're in the dark, if they think about being in, you know, say a really sunny place, their pupils will contract. But this guy, he doesn't even need to do that. He can just move them. He thinks about the muscles in his eyes because it is two little muscles that make them expand and contract. And yeah, he can move them. He's been doing it since he was a teenager. He used to describe it as his friends as he could make his eyes tremble. So pretty nuts.
Yeah, that's something that you don't hear or see every day.
Every day?
Or, I mean, think about that. I mean, you can say, like, hey, honey, you want to see my pupils? Oof, oof, oof.
This is how you make me feel.
All right, Ben, now you got to follow that one.
Oh, I can't. I could, it was hard enough following the first thing, and now we got this. But viral, a woman waiting in line at a McDonald's drive-thru in Wisconsin noticed something odd in a car a few vehicles ahead of her. A cow in the back seat.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait. She's going through the McDonald's and there's a cow in the back seat?
Of a car like 3 ahead of her, yeah.
Really?
I hope this cow wasn't getting a burger. Let me just say.
I know. I was just thinking, I hope they got the fish sandwich.
Holding that eat more chicken sign. No. Yeah. She took video, posted it up on Facebook.
Did we find out why the woman had a cow? And I take this was an animal. We're not talking about, a cow like that.
Well, it was an animal. Now,
bovine.
Once it was posted and you started getting all these shares and comments, they actually found out who it was, and there were actually, turns out, this was a calf, a rather large calf, and there were like 3 of them in the back seat, but you could only see the one.
Oh my gosh! Didn't you ever hear about a trailer? Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's just it went viral with a calf, but it was an average size 4-door sedan. 3 hanging
Maybe
out
it was
there.
like people have like comfort dogs. Maybe she has like comfort cows. I mean, she can't go
calves.
anywhere. Yes,
Oh, that's
exactly.
The
See,
smell,
you always have to
though?
look at the sunny side. No, thank you. All right, I saw a story. You all know about Porch Pirates, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, there's a video there's a video that's going viral right now from Bristol, Connecticut, where a Connecticut woman had a package stolen from her front step. And it was caught on the security camera who it was. Well, it wasn't a who, it was a black bear. So this bear goes up on the porch, grabs the Amazon box, and just runs away. That's it. Takes it.
That was almost one of my fake headlines, by the way.
Was it?
Do you know what was in the box?
I was going to say Charmin toilet paper.
Well, it was toilet paper, but I don't know if it was Charmin. That could have been a little too on the nose. I don't know. But
I had a friend who liked to lay on his front porch because he thought it was relaxing. His name was Matt.
Oh.
I'm sorry about that. So now you got to follow that one, Allie. What's trending over at Commando.com?
Oh, we've got some good stuff. Actually, Kim, one of your columns from back in July is making the rounds again. Hackers, scammers, and advertisers are after you. So we've got 5 security steps you can take with your phone. This is stuff that you really should do. So go check that one out. There are, of course, lots and lots of dangerous apps you need to ban. We've got a new list of them, and this time they include document scanners, messaging apps, those PDF converters, because that's where they get you, right? You're trying to convert a PDF to something else, so you download something stupid.
Yeah, of course.
Uh-huh.
You know what? You can just do a save as. I just wanted to let you know.
There you go. And then this one is great. How to tell if someone has been snooping through your phone while you were asleep. Because, yes, they'll leave clues.
Yes, they do. And I mean, you've ever heard the story like where somebody's sleeping and then like they take the phone and they put the fingerprint on it to open the phone up while the person's sleeping. Well, this was a question that I got from a family member. It was like, how can I tell if so-and-so's snooping on my phone when I'm asleep? And there are, like you said, Al, there are some signs. So if you think that when you're asleep that somebody's snooping, you don't want to miss that.
Exactly. Yeah, head to the website, Komando.com. Ben, I think you know how to spell that?
I do. KOMANDO.com.
All right. That's true. You always want to remember that .com. I always like when people send me notes. Like, they're always so clever. Like, oh, Kim, I bet you go Commando. I'm like, oh, please. I've heard that my whole life. I mean,
Yeah, I
really.
wonder how many times you've heard that in your life.
As a matter of fact, I do, but we're not going to go there. All right, stay right where you are. Ben has a review of this amazing soundbar system. So if you're sitting there at home trying to watch TV and you're like, Mildred, what did they say? I can't hear you. Turn it up. Or maybe you're the person who says, turn it down. That's all I hear is like booms in the news and Fox News and breaking news. Well, you want to stay right where you are because you have that coming up you don't want to miss.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Right now, everything is changing rapidly, including the sales industry. With face-to-face meetings a thing of the past, you'll need to adapt your sales strategy to stay ahead. LinkedIn Sales Navigator is the tool to help you master virtual selling. Tap into the power of LinkedIn's 700 million plus member network. Target the right prospects and decision makers to unlock 15% more pipeline from sourced opportunities, 17% lift in win rate, and 42% larger deal sizes. As the world adapts to new working habits, sellers must also shift tactics to stay ahead. LinkedIn Sales Navigator is here to help sales professionals do just that. Start your 60-day free trial of LinkedIn Sales Navigator by going to linkedin.com/trial. That's linkedin.com/trial to start your 60-day free trial of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Again, that's linkedin.com/trial.
All right, this is Tech Refresh. I'm Kim, and I'm here with my friends Allie and Ben. And this is where we talk about, well, everything digital. And Ben is our certifiable geek of the week. He's the guy that likes to test things. I'm not really much of a tester. I used to be a tester, but now I get like too frustrated. How about you, Al? Do you like to like test things out?
No, I like to let Ben test things out.
Me too. And I think he's much better at it than we are. So Ben, what do you have for us this week?
Well, I like how it's certifiable, not certified.
Well,
Something, I don't know if it's Freudian or what, but I'll go with that. So anyway, so you go get a new TV. They get the better screen technology, the more colors, all the pixels. It gets better all the time. But what's the one problem with any new TV? The constant. The built-in speakers are crap.
They are.
Putting it, all technical like, they suck. And that's just always the way it's been. Doesn't matter how many speakers are in the TV. So the solution means more money. And there are two camps. Those like myself who love big sound, all the explosions, the spaceship flybys coming at you from surround speakers. And the other side, which, yes, they admit that the speakers on the TV are bad, but they're fine with the basic soundbar.
I'm raising my hand.
Yes, I figured you would. Well, I recently got to test this brand new sound bar from, have you guys heard of the company Klipsch? They make all
No.
kinds of like high-end speakers and subwoofers. They've got the
Oh, yeah.
the standout, like all the speakers themselves. They have kind of this copper color. That's what they kind of stand out. Anyway,
It's pretty high-end brand, isn't it?
yeah, oh yeah,
Definitely not a $89 Vizio soundbar, huh?
yeah, or not Insignia or any. Yeah.
Oh, Insignia. Yes, you always love that one. Oh, why is this Insignia only like $25? I'm not sure.
No disrespect to Mildred's or Insignia, but no, it's anyway. Well, this soundbar is supposed to kind of bridge the gap between high-end home theater AV systems and soundbars. It's called the Klipsch Cinema 1200. Like I said, brand new. Consists of a 54-inch long soundbar. That's 4.5 feet.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. A massive and pretty heavy 12-inch wireless subwoofer that stands like 20 inches tall. And 2 wireless rear speakers. So 1,200 watts of power. It's Dolby Atmos compatible. So you have these up-firing speakers on top that, for this spatial immersive sound that's supposed to make you feel like you're in some kind of 3D bubble of sound, unlike regular surround speakers, okay? And that comes along with a lot of movies, various streaming services, you've got lossless music, all that. So I decided to try this thing out in my main media room, and I already have a high-end Yamaha receiver and speakers, center channels, towers, surround speakers, all that. But I don't have
course
Dolby
you do.
Atmos. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. What kind of man are you?
I know.
I'm
Well,
How
so
have you lived
disappointed.
this long? Jeez.
Well, there's an asterisk because the receiver is Dolby Atmos, but none of my speakers are. So
Oh, God.
yeah,
Now I understand.
I know.
Jeez.
it's a handicap. I know. Well, so I hook this up. I pick a movie. First of all, you have to have audio equipment that can decode it. Then you have to have a streaming device that can, process it. So I've got like the latest Apple TV. And then you have to have the content that is Dolby Atmos. So went to Disney Plus, pushed play on Avengers Endgame. Whoa. All the battle
Really?
sequences. Yeah. So
Oh, my
I
gosh.
was-
You know what? Did you just see his face, Al? It
Lit
looks like
up.
he's you look like you're like 12 years old and somebody just brought you a brand new bike.
Yeah, child at Christmas here.
It didn't look like that before because I had my reservations. I've never been a soundbar guy. Always been, if you
Oh,
want like
really?
the home theater stuff, you got to put in the work. Plugging in speaker wires on the back like Operation and all that, running the wires to the
It
ceiling.
is, I never thought about that. You're right. It is like playing that game Operation.
Sometimes there is a current through. I figured out before, but and I was wrong about soundbars, at least this one, because the voices were as clear as day. The bass was clean. It wasn't rattling the wall like it wasn't supposed to be. It was this awesome sounding, just like didn't overpower anything else. And it's as close to a movie theater audio experience I think that I've ever had in my house.
Really?
Wow.
Now, how big of a room is your home theater?
It's
Where you
not
have
that big. It's I want to say maybe 15 by 15.
Well, that's a decent sized room.
Yeah.
Really.
And only a couple of windows and doors that close, and it's upstairs. So usually, if we're watching something, you get downstairs and you can just hear the sound just goes right through the floor, and just anybody who's downstairs is just like, well, they can't watch anything on the TVs down here. It's just,
Forget
this
it.
one was loud.
Dad's being dad again.
Well, you
He's
gotta
watching
test it
Avengers
out.
again. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, so what didn't you like about it?
Well, the cost. I mean, all the cool Dolby Atmos and all those, it's still a sound bar, even though it comes with this, and it's $1,700.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
Wait.
that's expensive for a sound bar.
It
But
sure is.
on the flip side, though, when you consider if you were on the fence about whether or not you could spend north of $1,000 on a receiver and a bunch of speakers, and you could just get this instead for the same kind of sound, it doesn't sound so bad. The other thing I didn't like, only 2 HDMI ports. So on the back of my receiver, I've got plugged in an Apple TV, a Chromecast, Roku, PS5 and Xbox One, and
Oh my
the
gosh.
NES and SNES Classic, which are both
You know, I
HDMI.
I have a complete new respect for your wife. I really do. I mean, really. You know, next Christmas party, I'm going to look at her and go, you know what? You are amazing, and I'm going to tell her why. I mean, think about this. She puts up with you.
She does.
She's a patient lady.
She has to be. Yeah, it's you know, I can be what's the word? A little out there sometimes with it, but you know, I like to see how far I can take this stuff. Like, if you've got all those HDMI inputs on the back, you might as well use them, right?
Might as well. Yeah, sure.
What else
Why
are they
just
there
gonna
for?
sit there? Yeah. So
It would be like me wearing 20 pairs of shoes at once, but that's okay. I mean, you know, why not?
Why not? If you got them.
How many Ben heads are we going to give this Klipsch Cinema 1200 soundbar system for $1,700? Now, one being and five being wah.
yeah, it's you know, I'm not ready to give up my existing sound system because of all the money and stuff I've poured into it over the years, but it still gets a solid 4 out of 5 just because I'm of that camp that I have to have that sound. So I do consider it as like, well, no, this isn't a sound bar that you compare to other sound bars. This is a sound bar you compare to receiver and speaker sets that you're going to be paying that or more anyway for. That's why it gets solid.
You know what you could do, Ben? I know, because a lot of the hesitancies anytime you buy new tech is that you've got to replace the existing tech, right? I mean, you got to go in there, you got to peel it all up, you got to take it off the floor, you got to reinstall, then you got to paint all the holes that you had, or else it looks like crap. You just take this sucker camping with you.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
That's it.
Cam,
Okay,
come on.
I've got power for it.
I mean, last time you brought the projector, the screen. I mean, you know, this is what was missing at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, Ben. Think of the potential. The sound could be going all over the canyon. It'd be amazing.
Yes,
Ben's
at
gonna
the
start-
annoyance of other campers and his deer run away, and yeah.
Or you could start a new venture and you could host like watch parties in the canyon, you know?
Ooh.
Ooh.
You know
Yeah,
what? And me,
seriously.
because you know me, I'm always thinking of a buck. Charge admission. I mean, just
Hey,
do it.
yeah.
You know, just do that. All right. Well, that's really good. So you're going to write about it so we can see pictures and all the good stuff on the
Oh
website?
yeah, wrote about it. Now, if that's still too expensive for a sound bar, they also make the Cinema 800. Smaller sound bar, smaller subwoofer, nixes the rear speakers, but it's only $879, so it's like half the price. So
well, if you're going to
got
go
little
for it, if you're going
details
to
on that,
go big, go home. I mean, that's it. That's my motto. And speaking of the website, Allie, what do we have coming up on the site? Anything new and exciting? I know that we have the laptop finder quiz, and people are super excited about that.
We do. That's a good one. If you need a new computer and you don't know where to start, which we hear from people all the time saying, I just don't know what I need. I don't know what specs. We figured it out for you. So go to the website, search Laptop Finder, and you can take the quiz. It's really easy. You don't need to know anything super technical. Just tell us how you're going to use it, whether you prefer, you know, a Mac or Windows, all that kind of good stuff, and we will give you a recommendation. And they're all handpicked from our IT geniuses, so nothing crappy here. We've got some other good stuff coming up. All of the hidden files and folders on your PC that are eating up space and they don't need to be there, we will tell you not just how to get rid of them, but the specific files and folders you can get rid of. Ben has something good he put together on all the ways to revamp your home office. So if you are working from home again and you're like, okay, I'm back in here on my one little screen, I hate this, we've got some suggestions.
And I'll tell you, Ben always has great suggestions, Al. I mean, do you remember, like, you know, Ben, like you told us about, like, you have this red light. So whenever you're like on a Zoom, a Google Meet call, whatever, you have this light in the middle of the family room that just basically tells everybody, like, you know, just shut up because Dad's on a call. You know,
that light is on right now.
But what I love is the time that you forgot to turn it off, and like people were quiet for like 8 hours. So they're like,
it was great. I mean, yeah, there was just like focus the entire day.
You're like, God, I wonder if everybody's okay. Everybody's just like super quiet down there. You know, and we should give out the address, podcasts@commando.com. So if there's something that you like about the podcast, something that you don't like about the podcast, Of course, I know that you love all of us. And seriously, if there's something that you want us to throw in there, or something that you want Ben to review, because Ben is certified. I didn't mean certifiable, Ben. I mean, really, just certified, our certified nerd. Be sure, just send us a note to podcast@Komando.com. And while you're at Komando.com, make sure that you check out thecurrentnewsletter.com. It's a great email newsletters. It's delivered twice to your inbox, free every single week. You can see a sample. You can check it out at thecurrentnewsletter.com, and you can find us on social media, right, Al? I mean, stop ghosting us already. And where do you find us on social media?
Okay, this is going to be hard to remember. Stay with me. Kim Komando. So, facebook.com/Kim Komando, Instagram.com/Kim Komando, Twitter.com/Kim Komando. So just look for Kim. Easy to find. And yes, come follow.
And speaking of follow, make sure that you follow this podcast, you subscribe, you rate us, you review us, because this lets more people find our podcast, because then people go, whoa, where did all those 5-star reviews come from? Even if you don't like us, you can lie. Just give us a great 5-star rating and a great review. Allie, thanks for being here. Ben, thanks for being here. And I'm Kim Komando, and we'll see you next week.